In the Impact segment tonight, basketball superstar LeBron James is the first black man to grace the cover of Vogue magazine, but there is some controversy brewing over that. Take a look at this. James's photograph with supermodel Gisele Bündchen, but the April edition of the magazine was only on newsstands for minutes before the blogosphere erupted with accusations of racism. With us now, Angela McGlowan, Fox News political analyst, and Dr. Marc Lamont Hill, an urban studies professor at Temple University. Okay, so you had George Clooney, Richard Gere, and LeBron James, only 3 men ever to be on the cover of Vogue, and you don't like it.
That's
So
right.
tell me why.
Well, I'm not a really big Vogue reader. I'm not that excited that he broke the color barrier for Vogue. What I'm more concerned is that when I went to the newsstand and actually saw the image, I was immediately stunned by it. I said, oh my God, this is going to be a problem. Now, I don't want to start a protest or have any picket signs or anything, but when I saw that, that was a deeply racialized image, no doubt about that.
I don't think it's racialized. And what they're saying in essence, John, is that he looks like King Kong on the cover holding a blonde chick. How ridiculous is that? First of all, if I was LeBron James, I'd be upset that they're comparing me to an ape, number one. Number two, it's issues like this that causes more racial division, Mark. We have other things going on in our community besides this black man showing up on the cover with a blonde chick, and plus she's Brazilian, okay? So she's not really white, quote unquote.
Here's what's interesting, okay? You're African American. You're African American.
Yes.
Well done.
You see it one way. You think I'm not perceptive? You see it one way. She sees it another.
Right.
How could you see it, 180 degrees differently?
Well, because black people are people, and so they're diverse. But the idea, that's an interesting point, though, because one of the problems in America is
I looked at it this morning. I thought, great, LeBron's on the cover. I love LeBron.
But that's one of the extraordinary privileges of being white. You see, we live in a world where black humanity is a relatively new idea. To some, it's even futuristic still.
Oh my
and so
gosh.
when you see an image of LeBron James looking like King Kong with a white woman, remember, there's deep historically situated anxieties about black men with white women, and it's imposing, menacing figures like Willie Horton.
Okay, but wait a minute. Wait, hold on one second. LeBron James loved it.
Yes, he did.
He said, "This is great. I can't." He says everything that I'm attached to gets criticized. He says, "I thought this was great. I loved it. I think it was fantastic." What? He's the guy.
Throughout history, there have been black people who have played mammies, all sorts of offensive. Hear me out. All sorts of offensive images who didn't mind doing it. This isn't as bad as mammy, but my point is, just because he isn't offended by it doesn't mean that I don't have a right to be offended by it.
What are you trying to say about LeBron here? I mean, the guy's.
I think that I think he's being sincere. I think he's sincerely wrong. I think he's mistaken.
John,
Isn't it up to him to decide whether something's been done that's characterized him the wrong way?
It is up to him, but then it isn't, because he is a public figure. And I can see what Mark is saying from the standpoint that it's setting a standard, being the first black male on the cover. Having said that, though, we have 7 out of 10 black babies that are being born out of wedlock. We have rampant drug abuse in our neighborhoods. We have inner city schools that are failing us. I can go on and on and on, John. And we're upset and protesting because a black man, and not from my standpoint, he doesn't look like King Kong, to me, is on the cover of Vogue magazine. Would it been better if he was in a tuxedo eating watermelon?
What about this, Angela?
George Clooney wasn't standing there with a noose.
Hold on, Angela, just for a second here. What if the woman with Gisele had been an African American woman? Would that have changed anything?
You know what? At this point, we are so silly in our community and protesting things like this. I don't think it would have made a difference.
It
to be
would,
quite
to me.
honest with you, well, how would that have made a difference?
Because part of the issue here is that there's a history of fear around black male bodies, around white female bodies. If it's a black man and a black woman, I still find the image troubling, but it doesn't have the same racial history as this does. This isn't at the top of the list of priorities for me, but it is an issue.
I know it isn't, Mark. I know it isn't, but the bottom line is this. What the article is about, he's supposed to be the king of basketball. She's supposed to be the queen of modeling, and that's the expression that he makes on the basketball court.
But instead of king, he became King Kong.
You know what?
Here's the quote from LeBron. Here's the quote. "I was just having fun with it. I was just showing a little emotion. We had a few looks, and that was the best one we had. Everything my name is going to be criticized in a good way. Who cares? Honestly, at the end of the day, he loved working with Annie Leibovitz. I'm happy with it, absolutely." So this is what he wanted to do because, as you say, this reflects what he does on the basketball.
You know why I find that argument disingenuous?
Why?
Because Fox News, there are plenty of people here who will critique, and rightly so, rap videos for having these disturbing images of women. And then a lot of the women in those videos will say, "I'm happy with the representation." But just because they're happy with it doesn't mean it's wrong.
John, he plays basketball.
But wait a minute.
He was bouncing a basketball
You want to talk?
on the cover.
Look, the problem with rap videos is it denigrates women, black or white when you show them in a sexually compromising
But what if the women
position.
are okay with it?
And
What if the
Oprah-
women are okay with it?
But
What if the women are okay with it?
As a
What
black
if the women are okay with it?
As a black woman, I am
You know
not
what
okay
I
with
think
hoe and beef.
no, I think
I'm
it doesn't. And you
you're right,
want to
you're
know something?
inconsistent.
I think no. I'm going to tell you no. I don't think it's okay. I think what they've done is put themselves in a compromising position.
That's
Okay.
what I'm saying about LeBron.
But wait a minute.
See, we agree
But
after
wait
all.
a minute.
We agree after
No,
all.
what I'm saying
No.
here is
Same thing I'm saying about
LeBron does not think that he was compromised
Thank
here.
you.
Neither do the women in the
No,
video.
they
That's the
know
point.
what they're doing.
Yeah,
They're in there to
they
make
know
money.
they're
How
not.
can you compare a rap
Because
video?
they're
Wait a
both
minute. Wait a
about
minute.
representation.
How can
They're both
you?
about dangerous
Wait a minute. How can you
representations.
compare a rap video where a woman is in a sexually compromising
Thank you.
position
Thank
versus
you.
LeBron on the cover of Vogue magazine, standing with a supermodel? I mean, come on.
He's not standing with the
You know what I think
He's
you're
not
doing?
standing with the
I think
supermodel.
I think you're
He is
looking.
embodying a history of stereotypes
you
about black
think
men.
that Vogue-
I didn't have to analyze this.
think-
That was a visceral response. As soon as I saw that, I said, "Oh my God, this is going to be a problem."
Instead of being
Well, you
happy
know
that
what?
the man is on the cover.
You know what? You know what?
Vogue?
Heated debate, but you want to know something?
What?
I don't think it ever got personal. I want to thank you both for being on.
I love you.
Angela and Mark, thank
I
you.
love
Plenty
you
more
guys
ahead as the factor moves along this evening.